This is a question regarding morality. I think I disagree with both of you. I don't really believe in a morality, and I know that sounds terrible. But hold on. In the sense that I don't necessarily think that judgments always necessarily follow. But I think it was interesting that you said that whether or not you like something doesn't make it true or not true.
Right.
Okay, so there's this great play by Bertolt Brecht called Galileo, and there's this great quote in it. They're talking about the adoption of the Copernican system in place of the Earth-centric theory, the geocentric theory. And everybody is against it for all these reasons because it disagreed with Scripture, it displaced humanity from its special place at the center of the universe. And there's this great quote that says, you know, why would we want to strike a discord in this ineffable harmony?
Your question.
So why is it, other than the fact that you don't like the conclusion, or that you would prefer a different one, why does it necessarily follow that humans are special and that morality is therefore objective and that we're different from anything else?
Yes. Okay, great question. I admire you at least for your consistency in what you say. I bet you can't live that way. I think when you interact with other people, you will treat them in ways that would not be consistent with saying that it's morally neutral whether you betray them or befriend them. I think it's impossible to live as though other people do not have intrinsic moral value, unless you're psychopathic. But, and I'm not suggesting you are, of course. But to get to your question, I was careful in the way I framed my argument. My argument was to appeal to the sources of truth that the naturalist appeals to: reason, science, and experience. Some of my arguments were based on reason. Others appealed to scientific fact. The moral argument is an appeal to our moral experience. And so it's not just a matter of liking the conclusion or not. I'm saying that naturalism is massively contrary to our moral experience. And I don't see any reason to think that our moral experience is delusory or illusory. I think that in our moral experience we do apprehend moral oughts. We ought to do this or we ought not to do that. We apprehend a distinction between good and evil. And I see no reason to think that delusory. On the naturalist view, we ought to pay attention to our moral experience and take it seriously. And if we do, then I think we'll see that the moralist is wrong when he says that moral values are just relative to individuals, societies, or whatever, that it's merely a set of recommendations for achieving certain goals or desires. And so if you agree with me on that, if you follow my suggestion that moral experience does point in this direction, then you'll accept the second premise of the moral argument, from which it will follow then deductively that God exists.